Good morning, everybody. This is Mark. We're back here for the morning call. It is Monday, mid-December. It's nice outside, so you got to be in a pretty good mood. So, Friday's action was very interesting. On Thursday, you had basically a bearish engulfing pattern, took out the following day's low. And then on Friday, based on the ECB, Draghi speak, and the jobless number, you had a bullish engulfing pattern. Took out the previous day's high. Here's a spider chart so you can see what I'm talking about. Rare that this happens on a consistent basis, but it does. We were up 350 points. I think that, a lot of people felt under-owned, I guess, a lot of funds. The question is, are we going to be stuck in this purgatory state of, high spiders 212, low spiders, 204, 205? We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the year-end play. I'm not sure, quite frankly. I like how things reacted. I do see some other charts starting to turn around. So let's take it to the charts and see what we have this morning. So you can see the spider chart again. I think we're still in that range. Above that 211, 212 breaks out above that level. Until that point, we've remained range bound. High beta, which is, again, something we've been focusing on pretty much, daily basis. Had a few days down. Had that reversal yesterday. Might need a little bit more time. This is Google's chart. But I still think 800's in the cards for us or above, year-end, as long as the market remains intact. Doesn't need to go that much higher, but if the market remains intact, this stock should remain and head higher. Amazon, possibly a topping channel, but it's still the best in breed, so at some point it's going to be viable. Certainly on the radar, just a tight pattern right now over the last week and a half. At some point, I'm assuming it's going to make a move. I would assume that move is higher. Netflix, new highs the other day on Friday, closed at highs, which is a pretty good sign. Probably, move to 140 is not out of the cards. Technically looks good, and it's something we should be looking at. Facebook, been a little sluggish, but above 108, in my opinion, probably will get new buyers in. 105 is probably a place to, 104.50, 105 is probably a place to get involved. 108, you're going to get resistance. So, you got to play the ranges at least for the time being as I see it. Tesla, came out, basically bottomed about 2 weeks ago. And, at this point, it penetrated above its 200-day moving average, is now waffling between it. It seems like a little bit more time. It should either form an ascending channel, which is bullish, but either way, a little bit of a cup and handle that looks to me bullish, and it should go higher. So, if you enlarge the chart a little bit, 228, 229 may be buyable, 238, 239 resistance gets above there, look out 250 to 260 could be in the cards. Price line, not for the faint of heart, but I still think it's coming around. You might get a trade back to 1350, 1380 short term. Looks like it's trying to move up and grind a little higher. I think got an upgrade this morning. Also, some of the Chinese guys, Baidu, hanging, should hold. It's at least 21 day. We'll see if it hangs around here after it had a big day, I think it was a week ago. Kihu, another one, looks good. Holding its 8 day, and it's a little bit farther away, so another day of rest, but it looks healthy overall. YY was a play of the week last week. Still looks good to me. Heading higher, but it's just a matter of how they're going to do it. It's slow. And then you had, Wuba, 3 days down, probably at some point buyable between the, $60 mark. C-Trip, hanging above 56. Looks like new buys will come in. And then NetEase, I can't buy this one. It's just been grinding higher, but it does look good across the board. You then have some news that we had this morning, some key stocks we've looked at. We haven't really traded that much, but GMCR was starting to turn around, and you can see it at a buyout above around 90, I think $92, $93. Probably caught some people short. I know there was still a decent percentage short. We'll see how that plays out across the board. But overall, I think the trade's done. Not much we can do about it, but certainly have it on the radar to see if the deal's going to, the higher bid comes through, deal goes through. We'll have to wait and see. And then you have CMG, which more E. coli coming out after the close on Friday, which seems like the Friday way it goes, and it's down another 50. So basically back to the lows almost, not quite, maybe a little higher than that 531 level. So we'll have to see if that holds. That's going to be the key. If it holds, it's a higher low. but technically the chart's broken. But it is a volatile issue, so you got to really respect the fact if you want to trade it accordingly. And then some other biotech. You had Bluebird, not great news. I think it's down $20, $25. AGIO, I think, was down a little bit. And so we'll go from there. So, Celgene got an upgrade, which I think, again, is best in breed, buying on pullbacks. 105 to 110 is the range. Still not a great-looking chart. But, again, if you want to get involved, you get involved at the lower prices strategically to try to make some, certainly, cash flow and try to get some good prices for, best in breed that eventually goes higher. Banks, I'll put them on the radar at this point in time. JP Morgan, little channel, definitely 3 days down, back to the top of the channel. We know how that has gone for a while now. It normally fails. You can just look at it, 68.50 maybe, you get new buyers. But Citigroup, same, 55 to 56, has been the top of the range. But at some point, they seem like with interest rates on the rise, they might get going. Goldman Sachs had just a nice rebound. So overall, banks, I think normal course is interest rates slowly start going up. Banks should benefit a little bit. We'll have to wait and see if that happens across the board. We'll see if that's the case. Oil, I'll just mention it one more time. It looks like it's going to new lows. It might keep the market down a little bit. USO's at new lows again. I think you have some other oil stocks. I know Kinder Morgan is getting rocked and has been getting rocked. It seems like there's no need to buy them yet, and that's my opinion. I have Schlumberger and Chevron, okay, but they all look to me like more pressure is going to be on them. And then if you want to play a vehicle that's on steroids, DWTI, over that level, I was talking about like a 142, and now it's up $15 at 160. We see the parabolic move it had in August. I'm not saying that's going to happen because most likely that will not. But either way, it looks like oil's in trouble and continues to be in trouble. I don't see where that's turning around, at least in the short term. So I'll have to wait and see. Don't have to overlook it. Don't have to overthink it. I keep saying that. I was a little bit surprised by Friday's action. I was not in. I was just holding the key positions that I was involved with. Got a little bit more involved in some of those key positions, but nothing, I wasn't active. Market is still in that place. We have to wait and see. One day doesn't make or break a market. We're still stuck in that tight range overall. But charts, again, I think they look okay in the stuff that we've been mentioning and talking about. You just got to really get key prices, and we'll see if that changes for this week. And we'll go from there. Stay tuned to the radio, and I'll see you back at the close.